If you're applying for a job, it is very likely that a video interview can form part of the selecting process.
During the coronavirus pandemic, video interviews have allowed employers to recruit staff members whilst adhering to social distancing rules. COVID restrictions aside, video interviews are a popular choice amongst employers as they are cost-effective and time-efficient.
This short video gives useful and accessible tips. This will ensure you feel prepared, relaxed, confident, and make sure that you give your best possible interview.
Ensure you have a well-lit, bright, cheery environment. It sets a positive and open tone. Where possible, try your best to use natural lighting. Make sure you aren't in a shadow. You don't want to look hidden or half asleep. Instead, you want to appear alert, awake, and engaged.
Choose a quiet place to have your online interview. Ensure you minimize any background noise by closing windows if there's a noisy road outside. Make sure that there isn't any echo or interference. It's a good idea to test your microphone in advance.
Unless you're using your phone to do the interview, ensure that all phones are turned off or on airplane mode. Close any software that might make notification sounds. Make sure you won't be disturbed whilst you're in your interview. Try placing a Do Not Disturb sign on your door. This is especially useful if you don't want to tell others that you're doing an interview.
Your background needs to look as pleasant as possible. It should be clear and calm and not cluttered. If background objects are in view, just make sure that they are appropriate. Remember, a video interview is a professional interaction. It's not the place to use funny backgrounds or filters. Ideally, you'd want to be sat on a chair, in front of a table or desk. Try and make it seem as close to a face-to-face interview as possible. Avoid lounging on a sofa or lying on a bed. Again, a video interview is a professional interaction and not a personal one.
Make sure you know exactly what software you'll need. Ensure you have the software installed on your device, that you have the latest version and that it works. If you have to update the latest version just before your interview, you will be late and flustered, which we want to avoid. To feel more relaxed and confident, try having a practice meeting with a friend or family member beforehand.
Ensure you have an email address that the interview invite can be sent to, as you will need this to access the interview. Where possible, try to have a professional sounding email address, such as firstname.lastname@hotmail.co.uk or something similar. You can easily get a free email address at Gmail or Outlook.
Before the interview, test out how you will look. Set up where you plan to have the interview and check how you appear on screen. You want to look as natural as possible, as if you were interviewing in person. So make sure you are facing the camera, you're not at an angle, and that your whole face is in the frame. Make sure to test the height of your camera. You may need to raise it to avoid looking downwards. Try to look into the camera as much as you can, as this is the nearest thing to giving actual eye contact. Whenever possible, try to have a natural smile on your face, as this will give you a positive and confident interview.
Make sure that the device that you will be using is charged and plugged in. It will look disorganized if your battery was to die halfway through the interview, or if you had to rush out at some point to grab your charger. These stressful interruptions can be easily avoided.
Dress for the online interview just as you would dress for an interview in real life, something that is reasonably smart and that you feel confident in. Don't wear anything that is scruffy or unclean. It may be tempting to only dress appropriately from the waist up. We would advise against this. If it were an interview in real life, you would dress to perform your best. It's a good idea to practice this with your online interviews as well. If you're dressed appropriately from head to toe, you have eliminated any risk of embarrassment.
When attending a face-to-face interview, you can't take notes in with you. But a real advantage to an online interview is that you can have some prompts to help you. These prompts should be a few brief bullet points. This will help you remember certain answers that you have prepared. Have your bullet points on post-it notes at eye level on the side of your laptop. That way you can easily and discreetly glance at them when you need to. Don't write out whole essays. You'll be tempted to just read them out word for word and it won't sound natural.
You now know how to have the perfect setup for your online interview. If you would like some more tips on how to ace your interviews, please subscribe and check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching.